Today, we're taking a first look at the new iPad Pro, and I'm kind of geeked about this. I'm a huge fan of the form factor. The original iPad Pro is an integral part of my photographic workflow. Today, I'll be deciding whether it's time for me to make an upgrade. iPad Pro boasts the most advanced ARM chip that has ever shipped in a portable device. The silicon is competitive with just about every notebook computer on the market, Apple or otherwise. And that means you can crush 4K video, edit medium format photography files, record podcasts, just about anything that used to be considered a task for a traditional computer. So what's the difference between an iPad Pro and the technology previously known as the computer? Well, the most obvious departure is the form factor. iPad Pro's industrial design is simple and beautiful. It's a clean slate, unencumbered by a physical keyboard, a mouse, or a trackpad. To that end, the biggest difference is in the interface. The Mac and PC require a combination of keyboard commands and the precision of a pointer. iPad Pro emphasizes natural interface, touch, speech, ink. If you like working on a modern smartphone, you're mostly going to feel at home here. If you want to do something, just poke at the display, swipe around a little bit, talk to the system, and generally you can figure things out. Now, I do a ton of writing. Sometimes I start with a keyboard, sometimes with dictation. Siri is one of the most important ways to interact with iPad Pro. The user experience has really come a long way, and that's a combination of software updates and the high quality of the microphones in the device. Hey Siri, beam me up.
Sorry, Captain. Your tricorder is in airplane mode.
Now, if you're a keyboard person, there are a lot of options out there. Like every iPad that came before, you can pair a wireless keyboard over Bluetooth. Heck, you can even plug in a wired keyboard over USB. But if you're wanting to keep things more portable, go for Apple's Smart Keyboard Folio. Now, I love the Smart Keyboard on the original iPad Pro. The keys are stable, they're well spaced, they don't require you to hammer when you type. The new Keyboard Folio is basically the same experience, but with coverage for the front and back and 2 angles to place the screen. This is all done with a series of magnets on the back of the device. Now, I do quite a bit of photo editing on the iPad Pro. Apple's dedicated Photos app offers a ton of pro-grade features with compatibility for all of your RAW files. Between the processor and the solid-state storage, which you can go up to 1 terabyte on now, iPad Pro can tear through image files as fast and in some cases faster than traditional computers. If you want even more control, Adobe Lightroom brings the power of Creative Cloud to the iPad Pro. And next year, the company plans to launch a full-featured version of Photoshop for iOS. Now, all of this is fine and good, but one of my favorite things about editing images on iPad Pro and on iOS in general is the diversity of third-party apps available. You can leverage a ton of production value with ease of use at very little cost. Apps like Brushstroke allow you to transform your photography into paintings. Hipstamatic, an iPhone app, brings sweet analog flavor to your shots. What iOS photo editing apps do you like to use? Let us know in the comments below. If you're a filmmaker, iPad Pro can handle the strain of a full-on 4K workload. iMovie is intuitive and easy to use. There's plenty of advanced apps like LumaFusion and Adobe Rush if you're looking for more features. With a move from Lightning to USB-C, the new iPad Pro can output video to an external 5K monitor, effectively transforming the tablet and external screen into an editing bay. USB-C offers a lot of interesting possibilities. Plug-and-play microphones, audio decks. You can even use the connection to charge cameras and smartphones. Okay, we should talk about Apple Pencil 2. This is probably the biggest 2.0 leap in the history of the company. Now, I loved the original Apple Pencil. I just didn't know where to put it. It always wound up in my pen cup at home or at the bottom of the bag that I wasn't carrying on the day. If you don't have something with you, it's not really a thing that you get to use. Version 2 snaps magnetically to the side of the iPad Pro, which both pairs and charges the device, and the hold is strong. Double tap the lower third and you're switching between your writing tool and the eraser. That's so cool. Now you can use Apple Pencil 2 for drawing, annotating, signing documents, etc., etc. Because the Apple Pencil 2 is always on the device, you're more apt to use it in more places. And it's also nice having something to hold and fiddle with while you're browsing the internet. It's a precise pointer for photo and video editing. I actually can't imagine using the new iPad Pro without the new Pencil. iPad was originally an internet communications device. It had more screen real estate than an iPhone and was much easier to carry than a notebook computer. iPad Pro pushed the product into content creation. The latest iPad Pro goes even further as perhaps the most refined Apple portable for building rich, web-centric, and social media content. So, does the new iPad Pro fit into your workflow? Is it a workflow unto itself? Let us know in the comments below. As for me, I see a 12.9-inch with LTE in my future. Silver or space gray? For more on the iPad Pro and all things imaging, visit B&H. I'm photographer David Flores. See you next time. Hey Siri, start a new note.
What do you want it to say?
Wi-Fi or LTE? Question mark. Space gray or silver? Question mark.
Okay, I created a note. Wi-Fi or LTE? Space gray or silver?
Hey Siri, thanks.
Don't mention it.